Fala pessoal, tudo certo? Nasso André aqui com vocês para mais um vídeo de Steelrising rumo à platina, que nos vídeos finais. Vamos vir para cá. Eu não fiz o backup ainda, tá? Eu vou logo conversar com mais um... Eita! Com mais um cidadão. Cadê a porta dele? A gente vê a porta dele pelo símbolo. Tá bem aqui, ó. Será que eu já conversei com ele? Eu acho que sim, hein, cara. Senão não tá aparecendo aqui. Então, tá feito. Eu não me lembro de ter falado com ele. Eu vi um guia que tinha que falar com esse camaradinho aqui também. Entretanto, todavia, contudo, eu devo ter passado e falado com ele aí, quer dizer, ouvido suas lamentações e tudo mais. Então vamos nessa. Apareceu ali. Então o que é que eu vou fazer? Vamos sair. Vamos fazer aqui outro backup, tá? Porque a gente vai fazer uma quest aqui com o Lafayette. A gente precisa fazer duas vezes e uma exclui a outra. Ok? Então a gente faz a primeira, ganha o troféu e retorna para este save aqui. Vai ter alguns diálogos um pouquinho grandes. Eu vou ficar passando aqui. Eu vou ler, né, rapidamente, mentalmente, e aí eu vou passando. Espero que vocês acompanhem. Vamos lá. Belezura. Já vamos lá falar com fazer a quest do Lafayette. Vamos entrar aqui. Beleza. E cadê ele? Lafayette. Falar com ele.
Did you make sure my men managed to collect the cargo?
No, I haven't gone there yet.
Et alors? What are you waiting for? This is a matter of the utmost importance. The exchange was to take place near the Église du Gros Caillou, the town next to Les Invalides.
Aí, ó. Vamos acusá-lo, ok?
General, there is a most unpleasant rumor about you going round.
Oh, just one, is that?
You are accused of having delivered the troops who had gathered in the Place Dauphine over to the king.
Calumny. This is nothing less than vile slander.
Save your breath, General. The rumor is true. I know that you raised the National Guard for the sole purpose of taking command of it. There was nothing spontaneous about the uprising.
Do you have any evidence?
I do. I have the manifesto.
Bon sang.
Aí, ó, o complô.
Why resort to this manipulation?
You must understand what I have done.
Pelo bem do reino, tá? Acredito.
Protecting the queen, but an actual uprising of the people would have inevitably led to only professional soldiers could organize and lead the resistance.
Os cúmplices dele.
Who were your accomplices?
My brothers in arms, the brave men of the Regiment, men who at the Battle of Yorktown brought an empire to its knees. Alas, we gravely underestimated. We thought we would face an infantry supported by a handful of but an entire army of automats.
A sede de poder dele.
Some accuse you of harboring a lust for power. The circumstances were to your advantage.
These aspersions are all too familiar to me. But tell me, if I wanted when I had seasoned troops at my command and the people sang my praises, no. That makes no sense. Though I readily admit that I do believe I am worthy of fulfilling an important role. Lieutenant General of the Kingdom, for example. Or even if, voila, now you know everything. However, this truth, if it were made public, so I ask you not to reveal anything I've just, and to give me the manifesto.
Aí ele pede para a gente entregar um manifesto para ele, a gente tem que recusar, ok? Não vamos entregar o manifesto.
In that case, my fate remains. Can you at least tell me where my detractor is hiding? The one who is spreading these charming rumors about me.
He comes and goes. One day he's here, one day he's there. It would...
Oh, no matter. I will not let this serpent continue to...
Aí volte para falar com o
I
Marat.
shall get redress for these aspersions.
Do as you wish, General de Lafayette.
Vamos sair.
Goodbye, General Lafayette. And down with the Clockwork King.
Well put.
Vamos sair. Aqui fora o Marat vai falar com a gente, né?
Madame,
I'm surprised to find you here. Did you follow me?
didn't you know? The Duke's allies are always impeccably informed. Some even say that we have eyes and ears everywhere.
What do you want from me?
To tell you the truth, I can't wait to hear what you've discovered about the matter at hand. And I was afraid you might leave me in the lurch. You can never be too cautious these days.
Aí, revelar a conspiração. A gente tem que dizer para ele. E se ele pedir o manifesto, a gente entrega também.
You were right. Lafayette was behind this purported...
Aha! I've got him at last.
But he had no intention of handing his men over to the king. His goal was to raise an army and command the...
It doesn't matter. These troops would have allowed him to crush the Patriots and set himself up as a He lied to the people. He lied to the Assemblée Nationale. All I need is for you to give me the proof.
A prova da traição é o manifesto. Entregar o manifesto a ele, ó.
Here. The details about the operation are written in this manifesto.
Madame, I didn't expect so much. The end. I will now share these revelations with the people's representatives.
Pronto. Aprendiz de jornalista é o troféu conquistado através dessas opções.
Monsieur, I have come to pay my respects.
Mon pauvre ami, you must be out.
Maligned, you say? This remains to be seen, Monsieur de Mirabeau. I have here a document that its author has
Aí ele vai acabar com
Le Manifeste
com Lafayette aí.
It appears that the name Louis has fallen from...
Quiet, scoundrel, or I'll make you swallow your tongue.
Come now, you wouldn't dare, my dear Mortier. Not when we're in such fine and plentiful company. Monsieur, in these pages, you will learn of the vast plot devised by the... You will discover how our national hero orchestrated the... Bon sang, Monsieur le Marquis. You will
Oh,
also
monsieur.
learn that he has proclaimed himself general-in-chief in the hope of making himself king, and that it is his lust for power to which the patriots who fell in place...
C'est incroyable.
You must believe it, cher monsieur. Because to add insult to injury, this tomfool was...
Par tous les saints.
If what Marat says is true, this is treachery of the...
Well, Monsieur le Marquis, do you deny it?
No, I don't. The loathsome Marat speaks the truth. Just as we freed America from England's choking grasp, I only kept it secret to avoid causing more chaos.
You defied the people, Lafayette. This is...
So be it. You won't hear from me anymore. I leave the fate of the nation in the hands of... I encourage you to say your prayers, gentlemen, for our... As for you, rat, go back to the cesspit from whence you...
I will gladly follow that order, General. Such is my pleasure that...
Beleza, pronto. Feito aí glória e desonra e tudo mais. Então o que a gente vai fazer agora? Eu vou sair aqui e voltar o backup que a gente fez nesse instante, ok? Para a gente fazer a outra quest aqui, no caso, ficando do lado do Lafayette. Beleza? Então já volto com vocês. Ok, pessoal, de volta. Vamos voltar lá, falar de novo com o Lafayette. E agora vamos ficar do lado dele e entregar o Marat, no caso, né? Aqui ele, ó. Dessa vez eu vou passar mais rápido.
Bien, Régis. Did you...
No.
Et alors? The exchange was to...
Vamos acusá-lo.
General. There...
Oh, just one.
You are accused of having...
Calumny.
Save your breath, General. I know that you raised... There was nothing spontaneous...
Do you have...
I do.
Aí vamos falar tudo de novo.
You must what I want to
Os
sort of
três.
only
Who were your accomplices?
my men, alas, we thought about
A sede do poder de novo.
no, though I lieutenant gen voilà. Now
Agora
you know
sabe de
everything,
tudo.
however.
Vamos
I
ficar
ask
do
you
lado
not
dele
to
agora.
and to give me the manifesto.
Vamos obedecer, ok? A gente recusou da outra vez, agora a gente obedece.
C'est entendu, General.
A gente dá um manifesto para ele.
Here.
Aegis, by doing this, you're not saving my honor. You're oh, and one more thing. Can you tell me where I can find my detractor? The one who
Aí vamos falar do Mará.
He comes and goes. One day he's here, one day he's there.
Oh, no matter. I will not let this serpent continue to vilify me. I shall get redress for these aspersions in the end.
Do as you wish, General de Lafayette.
Aí vamos dizer aqui os rumores de traição.
General, there is an alarming rumor about you going around.
Just one, is there?
You are accused of having delivered the troops who had gathered in the Place Dauphine.
Calumny. This is nothing less than vile slander. I am the staunchest opponent of the bloodthirst. What's more, I did not call for the uprising. The national government. This was the work of soldiers who rebelled and called on the people to rise up. It was only after they had gathered that the troops asked me to lead them. Alas, I was too. But tell me, where did you...
Onde ouviu isso? Do Mará. Aqui, ó. Dizer que ouviu do Mará.
From Marat.
Marat. It's always Marat. Nothing can stop that swinish mudslinger from slandering the most upstanding subjects in the kingdom. Ah, if I'd gotten hold of him, I would have ensured he loses taste for me. Throwing the people to the wolves. I see the Duc d'Orléans' hand in this. A prince without a kingdom, but a master and from exile. The wretch will stop at nothing to bring down the dynasty. He would go so far as to do away with the queen and her children. But I don't intend to let it happen. The day is far...
Ok, vamos sair.
General Lafayette. And down.
Vamos abrir aqui.
Citoyen Marat.
Madame,
I'm surprised to find you here. Did you follow me?
didn't you know? The Duke's allies are always impeccably informed. Some even say that we have...
What do you want from me?
To tell you the truth, I can't wait to hear when I was
A gente vai dizer que não tem nada, né?
You can never be too cautious.
Revelar conspiração, não revelar nada.
I found no incriminating facts.
Come now, what do you mean? You sure you're not leaving anything out?
Why do you assail this man so?
Because I will not permit things to go from bad. I will not allow the patriots who are now fighting our tyrant to suffer yet another oppressor. That's why, in the name of the French people, I ask you one last time, do you have any proof to give me?
Ficar com o manifesto.
No. You must believe me.
Eh bien, if that's true, then there's no hope. I must admit defeat. We will have either the King or Lafayette, one despot or another. In either case, my fate is sealed. I will soon join the Duke in and I will abandon my beloved people to their doom. I have no other choice.
Beleza. Ok. Show de bola. Tá encaminhada aqui a quest do Lafayette. Vamos voltar aqui e falar com o Jacques Necker. Pela minha colinha aqui. Tá aqui ele.
Citoyen Necker.
Pardon me, madame.
Aí esperar que ele continue.
Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
E aí o destino de Suzanne Necker.
Your wife.
Suzanne está sã e salva.
You may rest easy, monsieur. Your wife escaped the massacre. She returned home and left you this letter.
Mon Dieu. She's going to meet our daughter and son-in-law at our charity hospital.
She may already be there.
Madame, I did not dare to dream of such an outcome. My wife and daughter. Can you imagine? And the three of us will be able to leave the kingdom and put these horrors behind us forever.
What about the bonds?
Oh, the bonds. Do with them as you see fit. As long as the king does not use them. As for me, I'm going to find my family at once. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I pray that your efforts will be successful. Adieu, madame. Adieu.
Minister Necker has given his bonds to me.
That's quite a nice little sum. Can you imagine? That's 1/5 of the kingdom's entire wealth.
Wealth that the king squanders for his personal benefit according to his whims.
Ma foi. Monsieur Necker certainly has been very generous to his adoptive country.
Generous? I have my doubts. The loan was granted at a very high rate. So high, in fact, that it would have dug the deficit into an even deeper state of abyss.
Eh bien, messieurs. To what use shall we employ this boonful fortune?
If I could spend it, I'd do everything I could to return to the people their confiscated freedom. To begin, I would get them the bread they so sorely need. It is only after the scourge of famine has been vanquished that armed patriots might then be able to rise up against despotism.
And where will you find wheat, Robespierre? Will you steal it from under the noses of the automats? As for arming the people, this is another one of your... How could your ragged pack of wretches win any sort of...
When you insult the people, you insult me, Monsieur de Lafayette.
I am not insulting anyone, Robespierre. But I have... Monsieur, I was but a lad of 15, and everyone here knows my role in the
Se
liberation
gabando,
of
né?
America from British rule. If you allow me to dispose of these bonds, I will found an army that will, as soon as I have the opportunity to leave Paris, I will rally the officers and then I will call for a mass uprising. I will have more than enough money to pay their wages and procure...
And you will have obedient troops at your beck and call.
These troops will only serve the will...
Are you sure that the king has spared the rest of the kingdom?
I am almost certain of it, mon père. Despite all of his resources...
Aegis, no member of this assembly can force your hand.
A escolha é nossa.
Choice is yours.
A gente vai, já que a gente está do lado agora do Lafayette, vamos dizer, entregar pro Lafayette.
General de Lafayette, I have decided to use these bonds for you. I urge you to put them to good use.
You've made the right choice, Dancer. Only professional soldiers and well-trained...
And of course, the people will have to kneel before they're liberated. History will recall that sad day when we had to put our fate in the hands of... If only her creator had given her a heart. Alas.
Easy, citoyen Robespierre. Are you forgetting what I've done for all of you?
Of course not. But it seems to me that you are not...
Enough! Without me, none of you would be alive today. Whether you like it or not, you have placed your... From this point forward, you no longer have the right to question my decision.
A força do amor, troféu conquistado, pronto. Já encaminhamos ainda mais lá o Robespierre, não, foi no primeiro final, agora pro Lafayette. O Lafayette aí pro segundo final, né? E aqui ajudamos o Necker a se juntar à esposa e à filha, o que nos deu aí o troféu, esse troféu que é a força do amor. Beleza? Vamos falar agora com o... Cadê o padre? Tá aqui o padre. O abade. Que tem algumas coisas para entregar para ele, né? Em latim.
Our salvation is at stake.
I'm listening.
Vamos falar com ele aqui, os ecos.
What is the significance of these objects steeped in memories?
Nemes. I have reread every work that I have on them. Pages that have remained unintelligible to this day. These echoes go back to the beginning of time, to that fateful day in ancient Greece when some dark magician took it into his head to bind a soul to an inanimate object. You see, Aegis, there is nothing more diabolical, nothing more unnatural. The soul is the very essence of the divine. It refuses to submit to such an abomination and the earliest necromancers whose works have survived through the centuries, or when a soul is fragmented, 3 shards of memory are torn from its consciousness and take shelter in 3 objects that the victim held dear. It's as if these memories wish to remain bound to the...
O caderno escrito em latim, agora vamos dar para ele.
I found this notebook written in Latin.
Indeed. Medieval... Oh, hold on. Balsam. Aegis, what a find. This handwriting, I would recognize it. It's in Nicholas Flamel's...
Nicolas Flamel.
Give me some time to study this, and I'll tell you what I'm able to glean from it.
Have you finished reading the notebook, mon père?
Yes, Aegis. and what I learned from it puzzles me. In this diary, Flamel tells of 3 journeys. 3 journeys into what he calls the in-between. A strange world filled with tormented spirits that are unable to ascend to heaven.
This world. It's where Cagliostro's victims were trapped until I freed...
En effet, I believe you're right. But that's not all. Flamel planned to... He wrote this in the final paragraph, in his handwriting, dated 21st of March 4th. What if his body died while his soul was traveling through limbo?
Ó, interessante.
Because of your unique nature, we have an incredible...
What do you mean, mon père?
If the soul that animates you has been bound to the automaton that serves as its vessel, then it can be separated from it too. And if this were the case, the soul would travel to purgatory, where Cagliostro entraps the souls of his victims.
Hold on. Are you trying to convince me to go and
No
find
limbo.
Nicholas Flamel?
I'm offering you a chance to speak to the man who discovered the Philosopher's Stone. Surely you won't...
Assuming I agree to venture into purgatory.
Certainly. According to this journal, the soul flies to the zenith of the place where it left, or that of the pilgrim, in this case.
Is it still standing?
Of course. It's on Rue de Montmorency. You can get there via the cemetery of the Église Saint-Jacques.
And how do you plan to free my spirit from this...
We would simply need to break the bond between them. To do this, we would need... For a short time, of course. We don't want to lose you. As for the rest, it will be a question of mechanics, chemistry. Therein lies the problem. This is far beyond my... But it is fascinating, isn't it? Perhaps Monsieur Bailly and Monsieur Lavoisier could shed some light on the matter.
É. Ok. Isso aqui é DLC, vai mudar o mundo, tá? Qualquer coisa, não clique aí ou selecione essa opção. Beleza, aqui com o Gregory já foi. Agora ele mandou falar com o Bailey. Mirabeau, Robespierre, Lavoisier e o Sylvain Bailey.
Citoyen Bailly.
Ah, mademoiselle.
Com ele,
Well, what news?
vamos falar sobre o baú secreto.
I found this box with astronomical symbols on it. I believe it belongs to Vaucanson's daughter.
Athenais' secret box. I built it with my own hands. It was my gift to her on her 15th birthday.
I wasn't able to open it.
Naturellement. Athenais and I are the only ones who know how. Allow me. You must arrange the planets the way they were aligned on the day of Athenais' birth. Voila, like this.
What's this locket?
Athenais is always wearing this. It contains a port. She said it was her most cherished possession. To think, the poor child never knew her own mother.
Aí eu acho que é o dia em que ele pegou, tipo assim, a alma da Athenais e colocou na Hades, né? Que no caso agora tem outro nome aí, né? Lúdia.
You monster! What did you do to her?
Legal, interessante.
Good God. Ludia, what happened? You froze the moment you touched the locket. I thought I'd lost you.
I saw her. Athenais de Vaucanson.
Mon Dieu. It is just as
He bound her spirit to an automat.
Please, say no more. Athenais. It is her spirit that animates you. Is it not?
Yes.
Seigneur, quelle abomination.
O corpo da Athenais.
Where can I find Athenais' body?
God only knows. Although I assume that the Comte de Cagliostro is taking pains, this is certainly the only way to keep her spirit alive in you. The only way to free her is to find her body.
O pai.
Why was Eugène de Vaucanson imprisoned in the Bastille?
Once he discovered the king's true intentions, he refused to continue cooperating with him. He refused to use his talents to create this abominable army. But the king didn't take kindly to his resignation. Eugène did manage to get a letter to me just before he was arrested. Here, take it.
Ludia, troféu conquistado. Mensagem de Eugène de Vaucanson. Beleza. E conseguimos um medalhão. Beleza, mais um troféu aqui de NPCs. O próximo aqui que a gente deve falar é com ninguém por enquanto. Vamos sair. Que não dá para abrir a caixa. Vamos abrir. Vamos voltar para a carruagem rapidão. E vamos em busca desse experimento aí. Vamos viajar. E vamos para Les Inválidas. Ainda tem alguns aqui, ó. Tem locais aqui para a gente fazer missões secundárias, né? Vamos lá. Investigar o local do experimento. Aqui. Obtenha a bala de canhão. Aqui. Obtenha a carta régia. Na Bastilha. Encontre a pólvora da Bastilha. Tem várias coisinhas para a gente fazer. Que volte para Saint-Claude. Ok. Les Inválidas. Vamos lá. Ok. Fábricas. Nas fábricas. Vamos lá. Tem dois locais aqui pra gente fazer, né? Ah. Ok. Não vou me meter com esse cara aqui por enquanto. Vou tentar... Ah, não, mas eu preciso pegar uma graninha, né? Segura aí. Preciso de uma graninha, 800 e pouco. Chute.
Dead tree. Good. I'm nearly there. Cagliostro must be here somewhere.
Vamos dar uma olhadinha por aqui. Chegamos no local do experimento, ou sei lá. Vamos vir para cá. Uma cutscene.
Don't move.
Ah, that cursed dancer! May you be devoured by rust!
Ai, querido. Olha, pegou. Pronto. É nóis. E... tem mais nada aqui? Só ir para este lado. Tem mais máquinas ali. Aqui é o laboratório dele, tipo a oficina dele, né? Pronto. Arrepiei-o. Dá uma volta por aqui. Pronto, enxerguei algo. Pro lado de cá. Tem nada, então creio que é só por cima. Opa. Olha que pega em você, hein. Não pegou. Ai, cara. que arrebentar esse bichinho logo aqui. Muito bem. Ai. Já foi. Pega. Oh, cara. Chegou primeiro. Pronto. Me arrebentou primeiro. O que mais? Dá uma olhadinha para esse lado. Pegar o que tiver com esse. Aqui dentro tem...
Fortunately, he was unable to take his things with him.
Carta do Dr. Mesmer. Mais um. Mais uma carta, aliás. Mais um documento. Opa, tem mais algo aqui, ó. Mensagem do Conde de Cagliostro.
They meant the automats. Feeding off the blood of innocent people. Monsieur Raymond was completely mistaken.
Chave da Tour. Beleza, aqui temos sapatos, pederneira, um bloco de bismuto, mais um. Ok. Pra cá. Tem mais isto. Oh, cara, cápsula. Não preciso mais de cápsula, não. Fala sério. Ué. Pronto. Gloss Kylo. Ah, a gente já passou por aqui, ó.
Shut up, everyone! Someone's coming! Oh no, no! Another one of those evil machines!
Acho que tem que detonar esse cara. Segura aí. Esse aqui é o segundo. Aí.
Someone's coming! Oh no, no! Another one of those evil machines!
Falar com o lavrador.
Do not fear. I mean you no harm.
Ah! It speaks too! Get out of here, you damn pile of scrap metal!
De novo.
Are done to these automats.
Yes, worse than dogs at each other's throats. It's almost as if everyone has decided to kill each other before the sun comes up.
Novamente.
So you've seen other fights?
Have I ever? Earlier, on the corner near the church, a band of cutthroats attacked a carriage and killed the coach driver. But then their luck ran out. The automats got to them. It was one hell of a bloodbath. The devil's puppets. What could they have done with those poor children?
Children?
Ah, foutre. I should learn to hold my tongue.
De novo.
Have you seen any other fights?
It feigns innocence too. I saw you going after that gentleman in the red suit. Strange chap he is. The sort that talks to automats and makes them obey. Have you ever seen such a thing?
Did you see him leave?
Did I ever? He took off in a carriage. To the hospital, he cried.
The hospital? Which hospital?
How should I know? I've said too much already. Bugger off now. You're gonna get us into trouble.
Ok. Então aqui com ele foi, né? Acabou-se. Cadê a volta lá pro início? Parece que fechou e abriu. Fechou um lado e abriu o outro. Acho que é pra cá. Vamos lá. Tá bem aqui. Ok, pessoal, já dei uma volta por aqui. E o que a gente deve fazer... Acho que aqui é onde a gente chegou. Tem que falar com uma senhora que nos pede água. Já peguei. Acho que é por esse lado aqui. Tá ali ela. Opa! Tudo bem. Ela fica bem aqui, ó. Vou falar com a fazendeira. Atender o pedido dela, dar água pra ela.
Quench your thirst.
Praise be to God. Bless you, whoever you are. Take this for your trouble.
Muito bem. Tá faltando gente para eu ganhar o troféu de falar com todos os queridos amigos aqui. Faltou eu falar com alguém. Depois eu vou dar uma olhadinha direitinho para ver com quem eu preciso falar para ganhar esse troféu aí, que é amiga de todos, amiga, sei lá. Ok? Amiga da vizinhança, uma coisa assim, para falar com todos os aldeões e tudo mais. Vamos ver aqui. Tem que ir para lá para falar com uma querida amiga. Para o local da troca. Por aqui. Aqui ela. A Gabriela de Polinac.
It's dreadful, Aegis. All is lost.
E aí?
How were you able to leave some clue?
Earlier, after you ventured out into the palace grounds, all of the machines that were guarding us set out after you. I seized the opportunity to go to the stables and jump into a horseless carriage.
If only you told of this escape plan. I could have assisted you. What are you doing here, madame?
The children, Aegis. Charlotte and the Dauphin. The Queen and the Marquis de Fayete did everything. They spent days working out every detail of this operation with the greatest secrecy. The preparations for departure with our accomplices in the Queen's house. The children's escape, hidden inside this wagon. Our meeting here, in this very place. Then our departure with the riders who they would have been safe there with their uncle, but you can see for yourself. The children are nowhere to be seen.
And you decided it would be best to keep me in the dark. This...
Poor Monsieur Cléry. He was the Dauphin's valet. The poor soul gave his life to protect the little one.
Ok.
Madame.
Beleza. O que mais? Inspecionar aqui. Pegar logo este item. Examinar.
A red cap with a rooster embroidered on it. A list of staging posts between Paris and Liège. 100 leagues. That is a long way. A week at the very least, if all goes well. What could Lafayette have had in mind? I am sure that Madame de Polignac will be able to tell me more.
E aqui.
It's for 3 men. Clearly, one attacker is missing.
Beleza. Aqui fechou também. Tá tudo fechado. Falar de novo com ela.
all bear the same red cap with an embroidered rooster.
It's the symbol worn by those who support the Duc d'Orléans.
One of them had a map indicating all the staging posts from here to the Principality of Liège.
Liège? That rabble-ridden city is where the Duke...
Os cavalos.
Over here, there are 4 dead horses. And the body of a third man wearing a red cap.
4 horses for 3 men. That means one assailant managed to get away. It's beyond doubt. The Duke's men have taken the children, and they knew every detail of our plans.
But surely the ambush did not go exactly as planned.
That's true. If only we could catch the one who was able to escape. But now that I think about it, the riders that the Marquis de la... If they made it here, they may have been able to surprise the kidnappers. By the grace of God, they may already be on their way to Vienna.
The riders did not make it, Madame. They perished at that...
Sainte Mère de Dieu. C'est une catastrophe. The Marquis de Lafayette must be informed of this terrible turn of...
I shall see to it, Madame. As for you, please return to the Queen at once. You have taken enough risks as it is.
Find the children, Aegis.
Ok. Eu tenho que falar com Lafayette sobre isso também. Aqui fechou as quests. Ok. Então vamos lá, vamos voltar para a carruagem. Vamos aqui na carruagem. Correspondência. Mandar para o Lafayette, ó. Ok. E é isso, galera. Dá pra gente fazer mais melhoria da arma aqui, que faltou. Já tem, acho que 5 armas. E a gente estava fazendo qual? Eram as garras, né? Garras de Nêmesis. Faltou lingote de bronze. Faltou um lingote de bronze. Na boutique, bora comprar. Melhorar de novo. Eita, faltou aqui. Aqui para o nível 4. Aí faltou bloco de bismuto, lingote de bronze e essência. Beleza, falta só mais um aqui. Aí ficamos com 1, 2, 3 e 4, 5, 6. Aí fica 6 no nível máximo e já vamos ganhar o troféu, também está encaminhado. Ok, galera? Então é isso. Investigue Monsieur, interrogue Monsieur Marat. Vamos lá também fazer isso aqui no próximo episódio. Eu vou ficar por aqui neste vídeo. Espero que você tenha gostado. Estamos encaminhando aí para a platina de Steelrising. Espero que você tenha gostado. Se gostou, deixa o like. Compartilha nas redes sociais se tiver. Deixa o comentário. Não se esquece. Se inscreve no canal. Aciona o sininho. Eu volto com vocês no próximo episódio. Até lá. Falou. Tchau.